Oh, hi there. How are you today?
It's you again? Are you still reading books by ancient Near Eastern goat herders?
Yes, I am.
I can't believe that you actually believe that stuff,
Why is that?
because it is fanciful. No different from Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, Bigfoot, or the Loch Ness Monster.
I see. Why do you consider these entities fiction?
Because these entities don't exist. They have no real grounds in reality. Just like the god of ancient Near Eastern goat herders.
What do you mean by quote grounds in reality?
For something to have grounds in reality, it must actually exist.
I see. So if I told you that the god of the ancient Near Eastern goat herders existed, he would have grounds in reality?
Yes. But he doesn't exist. So it does not matter.
Christians believe that Jesus was God, that is the same God that the ancient Near Eastern goat herders believed in.
Yes, but Jesus never existed.
Oh yes, we went over that already. You have to ignore historical evidence to believe that Jesus did not exist.
But even if he did, that does not mean that he was actually God. The Bible makes fanciful claims about his birth, what he did, and that he even rose from the dead. These things are like magic performed by wizards in fairy tales.
There are more or less three possibilities then. First, Jesus never existed. Second, Jesus was a real person but his birth, death, and miracles were embellished to the point of fantasy. Or third, Jesus was a real person who had a miraculous birth, performed miracles, and was miraculously raised from the dead. I think to believe the first possibility is to be disingenuous.
The second is plausible, but the third is certainly not. It contains many fanciful elements. I presume that you believe the third is the truth.
Yes, your presumption is correct, and I will tell you why. The reason I think the third is the most plausible is grounded in historical facts surrounding the resurrection of Jesus, an event on which the entire Christian faith stands or falls.
And what might those facts be?
First, Jesus was crucified by the Romans and buried in the tomb. Second, Jesus' tomb was found empty. Third, Jesus appeared to many people on many occasions in a living, breathing body after the tomb was found empty. Fourth, the original disciples believed Jesus rose from the dead, even though they had good reasons not to. All these facts both have grounds in reality, and are best explained by God raising Jesus from the dead.
So what you suggesting that because that these facts have grounds in reality that the fanciful elements are true?
Yes. Precisely.
What about Santa Claus? Santa Claus is based on a real person, but his deeds have been embellished such that they are fanciful. The idyllic man in a red suit with a magic sleigh living at the North Pole is far from the truth. Why should I believe anything about Jesus if I know that real men can be morphed into a magical elf by the pure works of imagination?
Accounts for Jesus' resurrection predate the Gospels in the Bible. Paul wrote about them in his epistle within 20 to 25 years of Jesus' death, so we do know who wrote about some of them. These early accounts show that the later ones were not reporting embellished accounts, but were reporting what eyewitnesses had seen and heard about Jesus himself. Because of the facts surrounding the resurrection and the early accounts of the resurrection, we can trust the reliability of accounts.
I see. How do we know that they didn't just make the whole thing up? Or that they were not hallucinating?
Because of the fourth fact. Jesus' disciples believed Jesus rose from the dead, but had reason not to. The early followers were arrested, beaten, thrown in jail, persecuted, and some even killed. Likewise, the establishment of the day tried to make sure that rumors concerning Jesus' resurrection were circulated to sow doubt. Conspiracy theories like Jesus' disciples stealing the body and more modern ones like mass hallucination have no grounds in reality, and seem even more highly improbable.
I see. But I still don't believe it. It is still too fanciful.
But as you said earlier, things that actually exist are things that have grounds in reality. The facts surrounding Jesus' resurrection actually exist, so the resurrection is grounded in reality. This means that the implications are quite possibly true too, even if they are hard to accept.
But I still can't believe it.
Facts are facts. I will let you decide what you want to do with them.